Hello, how's everyone doing? So, I have a divine message that came to me in the form of a dream download. And in this dream, there was a grown man, say around 30 years old, who was being heckled by two little girls who were like 10-year-olds each. So, these girls were not allowing this guy to work, and he was repeatedly complaining, and the girls were seeming like bullies in that situation. So I was angry in this situation towards the girls, and I went and finally asked, like, what's your problem? Why are you heckling this man? Let him work. These girls then informed me that this man took a bus ride with a little girl, like 5-year-old girl, and he was misbehaving with her the whole time. Like, I'll not go into the details, but he was doing something mischievous the whole time he was in the bus with her. He acted like her guardian, but he was not doing anything guardian like. And these girls were heckling him for that reason. And in the dream, after I listen to this story, I look at the guy that they're complaining about. The man has this very shameless smile on his face. And I knew the girls were telling the truth. Immediately after giving that shameless smile, this man goes back to complaining and how, like, goes back to lying how these girls are actually heckling him and meddling him in his work and not allowing him to work. When in fact, they were telling the truth. The girls were telling the truth, and this man was trying to portray the girls as the bully. So that was the whole dream. The immediate takeaway from this message, this whole message is how easy it is for us to believe the men and elders in our society and not pay attention to the little girls and little children and people who are actually vulnerable. We don't listen to them enough. We picture their ideas as imaginary. We take their grievances as nuances and we don't listen to them. We don't give them an ear when they need it the most. It is our duty to safeguard children and people who are vulnerable. Like in the dream, it was so easy for me to just label the girls as the bully in this situation, that they were the ones who were not letting a responsible man work, when in fact this man was all bogus. He was lying and he was being a pedophile. If we as elders stop taking sides and listen to the grievances of the ones who are actually raising it and not immediately take the side of the one that seems like an elder, we would be doing a lot better as a society. As a society. Not only that, it's also important to identify a covert narcissist who's acting like the helper, the good guy, the nice guy, but he's actually being the exact opposite. People like this act like they're helping somebody in a situation, acting like a support, a guardian, somebody who's taking care of somebody financially, uh, emotionally in their difficult times, but they're actually the main perpetrator. And the victims sometimes do not even get a chance to speak unless you let the person who's being the actual victim in this situation talk. We'll keep listening to the person that's just lying in our face. And these kind of people have a habit of lying. They are compulsive liars and they know how to put up a front. They are emotional manipulators, and they know exactly what to say to let the other person believe that they're actually being the helper and not the perpetrator. Now, this is the second divine message that I got right after the first message. In this message, I was told that you have been somebody who has been the hard worker of the family, the black sheep of the family, the one who did all the work, the one who was the glue of the family, the one who took care of everything without complaining. And you always faced criticism from the people who you were helping the most. It could be your parents, it could be your friends, it could be your siblings, people that you have always helped, given your all, given your 100%, always helped them in their downtime, always given your money, your time, your effort, your emotions, everything to them. You were their biggest support. But these people have been eating away at your self esteem, giving you fear, confusion, taking away from your self respect, telling people how you were the biggest drama in their life, how you always uh, took money, gave them pain in some way, were not a helper, were not a supporter, when in fact you were. So, Spirit told me that these kind of people will be exposed and everybody will see the truth will be exposed in front of other people, and they will see that it was you who was working hard, it was you who was doing all the work, it was you who was giving the finances, it was you who was giving the emotional support, and these people were eating away at your existence and calling themselves the king or the queens, when in fact it was you the whole time, when in fact their entire kingdom was built on your back and your hard work. These kind of people will be exposed and in front of everybody, and you will be praised in front of these very people. That is the second message that I got. This is very powerful, and know that it will happen for you. Okay, this is all I had for today. Thank you so much for listening, and I'll come back with more messages. Bye bye.